Hey, it's me, Tammy B, and this is my review for Dancing Dolls. So, this is the episode titled Saturday Night Fight. It's episode 20 of season 2. So, let's go ahead and get right on into it. So, this week's competition is in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and they are competing in two categories, the field show and the stand battle. So this is the first time that the Dancing Dolls are performing on an actual football field. So this week practice took place at the location. So their major competition this week was a team, I think they're from Mississippi as well, called LCDC, Lowndes County Dance Company. So the first thing they do is go ahead and practice on the field, and already it starts off bad. Somebody gave Diana a bullhorn, and she was just yelling the whole time. I mean, she yells all the time anyway, but then on top of that, with a bullhorn, oh my gosh, it was just way too much. And then, the girls aren't used to dancing on such wide space, so they weren't getting to their parts in time. So she was just yelling and cussing, and I was just like, woo. I love the dolls, but man, I don't think I could have somebody talk to me like that on that team, or let alone talk to my kid like that. So I'd be like, "Ooh, Diana, you be pushing it, girl, but your team always wins, so it must work." But man, and she was like, "Y'all tired? I'm tired too." And I'm like, "For what? Yelling in the bullhorn? They the ones marching all across the field." So she was on one, y'all. And then the parents was cheering from the stands or saying something silly. And she told them to shut up on the bullhorn from way down on the field. She was having a field day with that bullhorn, you guys. But then it started raining, so they had to actually go inside. So they was a little nervous about not getting enough practice on the field. But it looked like they got a decent amount done. Everybody looks good. Kayla was there, and I like how Kayla always practicing her waist trainer, because it's no secret she's been kind of thick, and that's been the good part for a lot of girls. I see them on her Instagram kind of saying they kind of admire her, that she's not your average skinny dance chick, and I can appreciate that about her too. So I know that she had on her little waist trainer while she was exercising. I was like, oh, maybe I should start doing that, but whew, that's too sweaty. But I know it worked, but. So that's cool to see. And she did seem like she lost a lot of weight already. So then on top of that, to still be working on it. So she looks good. So speaking of Kayla, Tina was telling all the other mothers that Kayla came home after curfew. And in my head, instantly, I was like, wait, she just graduated high school. Like, she still has a curfew, but I mean, I guess she isn't technically 18 yet. Or I guess, long story short, even if she is 18, she lives in the mother's house. So I don't know. I kind of thought they could have kept that scene talking about, oh, Kayla came home after curfew. Now Tina worried about her getting out of hand all the time. And I'm like, that seemed a little bit too much. Like, she's already made it to 18. She already graduated. She on the team. She's assistant director. So she already doing pretty good, or better than, not to clown Tina or whatever, just to say, like, better than you did so far. Like, you did a good job so far, considering, like, she didn't drop out and get pregnant, like, at this age, and you guys, you did that, and I guess other people in your family has done that. So she's doing good. She's ahead of the game. So I don't know. But I guess the main thing about that was Tina and Nashamba, Jalen's mom, ended up kind of getting into it, because Tina was saying that she's not going to push Kayla to go to college. She's going to let her do whatever she wants. And Nashamba was saying, like, no, if we let our kids do whatever they want, then they'll never do the right thing. Like, we got to push our kids to go to school now. So you should also push your kids to go to school when it's time to go to college. So I understand both perspectives. I mean, I do think Kayla need to go to college. Or whatever, but Nashamba was wrong for telling Tina you're wrong, or her parenting is wrong. You never tell another parent that their parenting is wrong. You guys may disagree, but you don't never say, oh, that's wrong, So Nashamba was wrong for saying that Tina was wrong, but I do think Tina should have press, because I guess, we know in real life that Kayla already started at community college. But we find that out later in the episode too. Like, Tina eventually talks to Kayla and was like, so what do you want to do with your life? And she's like, I'm going to go to community college, and I'm going to get an apartment. And don't worry, I'm not going to keep missing curfew, because I won't be living here that much longer anyway. So luckily, after Tina and Nashamba's fight, Tina went ahead and talked to Kayla one-on-one anyway. So, I mean, I guess it's good that Tina did impress her, but I mean, considering just how smart she is and how good of a job Kayla does at everything else, she could have went ahead and kind of pressed her to go to a 4 year and still be the assistant director. Because, like Nashamba said, she could have a business degree and still do the dance company. She should. It's better. Well, that's a general term too, but her having a degree will kind of just increase her or excel her a little bit more. And I guess that's what Nashamba was trying to say. She just didn't use the best words. But, I mean, I guess at this point it's too late. I mean, she at community college. Maybe next semester she could transfer a year after, if so. But, hey, like Tina said, if that's not what she want to do, if she just want to get maybe an AA or something and then just get a dance studio, it's up to her. And Tina's just going to support her no matter what. So that's good that Kayla has her mother's support regardless of her decision. So the next thing was the captain's battle. So Christiana is sick, so she's not gonna be. I don't think she danced in a competition, and then she wasn't there for captain's battle. So captain's battle was between Michaela, and Cameron. And Michaela went first, and it's so funny because last week I was like, they should let the other girls go first and then Cameron. So Michaela went first, and she was bucking. She was doing a good job as she normally do, and she got all in Cameron's face and like messed up her hair. And I was surprised that it started no fight or nothing, but Cameron like took it like a G, and then Cameron bust out with her moves, and she walked up to her and then like pointed her in the forehead. And they laughed and they smiled and they clapped for each other. So I was like, that could have went way left, like 17-year-old girls pointing in each other's face. So I'm glad that it didn't go left, but Diana called them out on it too, you guys. She was like, look, I know y'all, that was cute and y'all kind of friends, but she was like, the dolls don't do that. When you battle from your side. Because if you go all up on somebody else's side on the floor, it's a fight that's going to break out. So that was kind of cute, but don't be doing that on the floor because that's not how DD4L battles. So, that was cool that she kind of checked them on it. But you could tell even though Kayla did it first, Michaela, you could tell it wasn't like malicious, and then they're friends. And Diana went ahead and picked Cameron. Now, overall, I want Cameron to be captain for whatever reason, but I honestly think in that captain's battle, Michaela did better. But I think what Miss Diana was saying was that because after Michaela kind of got in Cameron's face, like Cameron didn't back down, she went up and got in her face back. And that's the attitude that everybody's been waiting to see from Cameron. So that's why she gave it to Cameron. And then I also think the fact that they're battling on the football field, which they never have before. And although Michaela has led before, Cameron's led more. So I think that Miss Diana, in addition to Miss Diana being excited about the fact that Cameron finally bucked back, I think the fact that they were on a different floor also had something to do with her picking Cameron. So Mimi mentioned that she was Cameron's mom. Mimi mentioned that she was captain of the cheerleading squad back in her day. So I was like, oh, so that kind of explains why she kind of pushing Cameron so much, or always. I mean, every mother is gonna root for their own child, but now to me, that little tidbit of information did kind of explain like why she's so on it about Cameron being captain, because she was captain, so she low-key living vicariously through her. Which a lot of the moms seem to be doing, but just that captain thing, knowing that about Mimi kind of explains a little bit to me. But yeah, like I said, the captain battle went cool, but I don't know, even though Cameron got back in Michaela's face, like she was cheesing like way too much. Like, yeah, you're supposed to cheese and have personality, but when it's battle time, you're just supposed to be like, okay, not that face, but you know what I'm saying? Like when she did the point, like she could have went a little bit more hard, but whatever, she won. So yeah, it's for Cameron. So then we're on the battlefield, you guys. It's the day of the competition. It's called Saturday Night Live. So the field competition, Miss Diana thought to have a band. And that was a good idea because bands usually get good effects, but I kind of felt like it seemed like they were actually at a live game. So I'm like, dang, you kind of outshining the regular band and dance team, but hey. So the leader of the LCDC, his name is McCoy. So McCoy stopped Diana, boy. They supposed to be practicing. he made a way to find Diana somewhere on that field to kind of try to, you know how the coaches be talking every now and then, and they all seem like they kind of try to catch Diana in the hallway. I mean, I know it's production, but this time McCoy made it seem like, yeah, he went looking for her. So he came and just talked a little mess or whatever about how they gonna win, about how his team is gonna win, LCDC, Lloyd's County Dance Company, and how they're not just a team, they're a dance company, and they're on the rise, and they're not the best in Mississippi after all, and da 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 da. So he came, but Miss Diana really wasn't here for it. She was like, "Oh, you came to tell me all of this," and he gonna kind of clown, say all he could see while she was talking his teeth. Now, she do have kind of like a huge overbite, but just that coming from him, that shade coming from him, I was just like, ugh. But he was like, yeah, all I could see when Diana was talking was teeth. I was just like, oh, gosh. So, anyway, the field show, it was like 4 teams. One of them was Royale. They had some big girls on the team, y'all, and they killed it. Like, I saw at least about 3 or 4, but those big girls, they was killing it. They did a great job. Then they had Sparkle, and they had on these pink little sparkly things, and they were just all right to me. But Mimi liked them, maybe because they were a little prissy and pink, and you know she seems like that. But I was just like, I just thought they were okay. And then LCDC went. They were really good. I think they're purple and lime green. No, but I think they had on black and white too, like the dolls. But their team was really good. They were in unison. They had some like nice formations and stuff. So they did good in their field performance. So I was like, okay, they are really good. Then DD4L. So they came out with the band, and it just took a long time. Like, number one, because they had a band, and number two, the field is just so big. So I think they ended up going over the time for the field. So it took way too long, and just because they were doing a whole Hollywood production. So I mean, but of course they're good. They were precise. They were doing all their typical stance, and they did a good job. But they did seem really tired. They were breathing really hard. So maybe it's just because of the extra floor space that they had to cover during their march. But the DD4L's girls, they were sweating and really tired kind of fast. So I was like, uh-oh. But so to me, their field competition wasn't that great, but it was just their presentation, you know? So that was that. And then it was the stand battle. So LCDC went over their time on the stands, which is funny because I thought Dancing Dolls went over their stands, but LCDC went over their time in the stand battle. Oh, well, clearly, needless to say that out of the 4 teams, LCDC and Dancing Dolls end up winning the field competition. Dancing Dolls was second in field competition, and then LCDC was first in field competition. And of course, the only reason that Dancing Dolls placed second in field competition is because they went over the time. So anyway, now these 2 teams are against each other during the stand battle. So Miss Diana noticed that LCDC goes over the time, so she goes and snitches on it, which was surprising because I'm like, dang, you just went over time, so you gonna go over time? But like McCoy was saying, like he felt like Miss Diana knew that they were winning, so she tried to get that point off technicality. But I won't say that. If they was going over, they was going over. Hey, Dancing Dolls didn't win first for going over, so hey, why should you win the stand if you go over? You know, so I understand both perspectives. So so by Miss Diana pointing out that they went over time, her and the LCDC coach ended up getting into it, you guys. And it was like way too much. Like, I didn't think Diana should have been acting that hood. And truth be told, like, the LCDC coach came and, that kind of, she was like, oh, you went over. No, we did. Yes, you did. Well, you just mad, whatever. And he was about to be like, girl, bye, and walk away. But Diana ran behind him and was barking. So you can't run behind nobody, no man or no female, and continue to talk and not think anything is going to happen. Like, I don't think that the LCDC guy, like, even though he the one who found her in the beginning to talk mess, and even though he was talking mess, like, oh, you just mad because we was going to win and buy and, like, kind of turn around and walked away. Like, even though he was being a little shady, like, he wasn't disrespecting her. He didn't get in her face, like, like some of these people be doing. So to me, Miss Diana was wrong for running behind him, barking after him. And then she wanted to take off her shoes, and because he kind of bucked up after that. But I feel like, hey, you ran behind me, so yeah, if I turn around and buck up, like at that point it's your fault because you ran behind me. He was about to walk away. But whatever, some people came and kind of calmed him down. She was about to take off her boots. We like, girl, them boots is too tight. You know you're not about to take them off. And do what? Beat him up with the boot? Why? Like, so I was like, girl, Diana, come on now. Don't ruin y'all little reputation or whatever. So anyway, because of all that, the judges declared the stand battle a tie. So then they had to have the captain's battle to break the tie, you guys. So the LCDC captain went, and she was just like, okay. She was just kind of doing street dances, and you know, it was kind of cool, but it just wasn't that great. So then Cameron came out, you guys, and Cameron killed it. This was the best part of the whole show. The fight, the band, all of that. Cameron's little part right here was the best part of the whole show. Because honestly, I was just like, because I'm like I said, Dancing Dogs did good in field, but it wasn't like their best. And then, like I said, the second team who went, they were just like, okay. So honestly, during the show, I was like, oh, what's going on? I kind of feel like blah. Maybe because I was out of the element. We weren't at the doll factory or whatever. So I was just kind of like blah. But when Cameron got out of there and battled that girl, y'all, oh my gosh, she looked so cute. First of all, black and white is two of my favorite colors, or just the combination of black and white is one of my favorite color combos. So they had on that black and white with the rhinestones. That's one of my favorite outfits that they wear. She had the long little curly weave, and she got up there and killed it. She was bucking. She did her heel stretch, and you know her heel stretch is perfect. Straight legs, straight in the air, never wobbly. And then she did like a boom. She did the death drop from the heel stretch, y'all. She killed it. Like, it was so good. Like, and at first it seemed like she was nervous because they were like, oh, it's a tie and we're gonna have captain battle. So Cameron was like looking on the side, looking at Diana like what to do. And Diana was like, kill it. Like, first of all, I just got in a fight, so y'all bet I lose after I just almost got in a fight and they went over, and you know, we all second in field. Well, at that point they didn't know they were second in field, I don't think, but you know, still. So she was like, yeah, kill it. And Cameron did exactly that. And I almost cried, you guys. I was just like, oh my God, Cameron. And it was so funny because while I was just about to say, oh, I'm acting all weenie, they panned the camera to her mama, Mimi. And Mimi was like, she had her hand in the air, her fist raised or something like that. And it seemed like she had a little tear trickling down her face. I was like, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Because I was like, oh, she killing it. So she did such a good job, you guys. So hopefully that just pushes her more in the direction of being captain. Because like I said, even though she don't get an attitude just off GP, I feel like she has good technique. Cameron, that is. And when it's time to go to war, she goes to war. Like, this captain battle was out of nowhere. So she had this stance out of nowhere. And like the other girl, she was kind of lukewarm. So I'm wondering, is it because she just was freestyling, or was that her stance that she had off of her head? Like, Cameron, you could tell like that's something she done before, but the fact that she could just bust it out without practice, she didn't practice that solo stance this whole week, you know? So she just busted it out and killed it out of nowhere when called upon to do it, you know? So that's proof to me that, you know, she could be a good captain. So that was it, you guys. So like I said, Didi 4L was second in field, but after that, they placed first in the stand battle. So they killed it. So Diana told them she was proud of them and that she wouldn't change anything about it. I wish she would have told them why they lost in field, though, because she said, oh, the judge pulled me aside and told me it's because we won overtime. So I think she should have said that, like, because she was like, oh, I won't change anything about the performance. So I think she could have still felt that way, but just to say, but next time, let's just be mindful of our timing so we win, you know, never go over time again, you know. But maybe she'll tell them in practice, or maybe she'll tell them off camera. So that was it, you guys. So that was Dancing Dolls Saturday Night Fights, and we'll be back again next Friday for our next battle, you guys. So you know what's up. Give me the thumbs up on this video. Go ahead and check out my Facebook page at It Is Me, Tammy B, and hit me up on Twitter at TammyB_. All right, enjoy your night. See you next time. Bye.